Alrighty, everybody. First project of the year. This is a John Deere 116H, the H being hydrostatic. I've already done a little bit of work to it. The belt was on flipped, so forward was reverse and reverse was forward, the drive belt. That's the mower deck. There's the hood. Unfortunately, there's a piece missing that goes, basically it's the front bumper. It goes from here to here, attaches in these holes on the sides, that hole, and that is also what the hood happens to attach to. So I'm gonna have to fabricate something. I think temporarily I'll make something out of wood, because I can just wedge a piece of wood inside the frame with a bolt through it to hold it there. But yeah, long term it'd be nice to fabricate a piece of metal to actually be there, and then I can put the hood back on. There's two screws missing, there and back there. Those hold on, oops, I left a piece over here. Those hold on this piece, which is just a guard really. So not absolutely critical, but I would like to have it back on the tractor. The mower deck, all mounting hardware is present. Clevis arm, main support arm, and lift arms. The belt, the deck belt is there. The drive belt is missing. So I'm gonna have to get a drive belt for it. Also, all three blades are missing, and the pulleys are pretty rusty. I need to at least take them off and clean them up so they don't eat the belt. And then also the spindles, they were seized when I got this mower. I got it as part of a two mower package with a John Deere 111, the second John Deere 111, which is up at my mom's, to be a parts tractor for the 111 that I gave her to use in her garden. So the spindles were frozen up when I got it. I have managed to get them loose. Actually, only one, that one, was actually frozen, but because the belt is on and tensioned, it was acting like they were all frozen. So I'm going to take all the pulleys off. I'm going to take the spindles out, and I'm going to make use of the 12-ton hydraulic press, which is now set up. And yes, I can kind of go around the long way to get to it. I have been using it. I've not had success with the chain yet because I don't have the support that I really need. Although saying that, I have some pulleys right there that would probably, especially that one, work really good for what I need as a support. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner, I think. I'll figure that out later. So yeah, I don't want to talk about that thing. It makes me mad right now. I will get it going eventually. Whine, cry, upset. Yeah. So anyway, other than those few things, this tractor is good to go. I did an oil change on it. The motor runs good. It's a little on the loud side, but it is a 1984, I think. I don't remember. I'd have to look up the serial number again. I think it's an 84. But mid-80s, some point. So she's basically 40 years old. That's my age. All right, a little younger than me, but I'm kind of noisy too. My knees creak, my back aches, you know. I don't expect her to be the princess, the queen of the ball here or whatever. Yeah, she's had an oil change. She runs pretty good. There's a few oddities, like I don't know where that's supposed to be hooked up or where those two lines go. I don't even know what this is. Some kind of pump, I would assume, but there are two fuel pumps on this. There's the mechanical fuel pump on the front of the carburetor, and down in there somewhere, right at the bottom of the hose that I'm wiggling, so right down there at the very bottom, is a electric fuel pump, and that all seems to work because, like I say, the tractor runs good. Let's see what else. Oh, really, I think that's everything. Give me a moment to put the jump pack on it since the battery is dead. I got 2 dead batteries I got to get traded in. But yeah, we will get this thing working and maybe get it sold and out of here, and that'll be less things to have here in the shop. I'm getting it cleaned up, getting it done, but this has got to go first because it's the closest to being ready to go. All right, I'll be right back when I'm ready to fire it up. All right, so this is a bit awkward because it requires too many hands, and I can't have that getting caught in the flywheel, but I also can't have it touching any of the frame metal because it'll short. All right, so everything's hooked up. Get my jump pack out of the flywheel as well, and contact. Oh, apologies for the terrible camera work right there. There we go. That didn't want to cooperate and go back on. All right, slide my work mat out from under there. That's to keep me from laying on all the rocks and whatnot. Yeah, gloves. Don't need those. All right. Throttle up. Seat's a little funky, but it works. Tires all seem to hold air halfway decent. That front one did go low on me while it was sitting over the winter, but yeah. I should probably pop the dust caps off the front tires and make sure the bearings are greased. Disassemble the rear ones and make sure those bearings, if it has them, which I believe it does, are good. I don't know why it wouldn't have bearings. Then again, they're probably inside the transaxle, so they're probably not relevant. Because I'm not disassembling the transaxle. I have no idea where the bolt came from. I'll probably keep it, or it can go with the tractor. I don't really care. I just noticed shut her down. I just noticed that there is a fill port under here. I'm guessing that's for the hydraulic fluid for the transaxle. I should take the seat off and check that too. Although it seems to be running fine, so I'm guessing the transaxle's fine. There is a carriage bolt nut washer set missing for holding the seat down. Not too worried about it. Seat's plenty firm, kind of springy like it's supposed to be. So yeah, for somebody to have a cheap mower, cheap riding mower, depending on what the bearings and blades cost me, I'm thinking somewhere between $100, $200, maybe $300 for this, depending on, you know, like I say, what the parts cost me. Considering that new ones are 10 times that, anywhere from like $2,500 to $3,500, and that's just for a lawn mower, a lawn tractor. If you want to get into the garden tractor, you're looking at $5,000 and up. This is not a garden tractor; it is just a lawn tractor. People might wonder what the difference is between a lawn tractor and a garden tractor. Well, a lawn tractor has a weaker transaxle usually. And it's really only meant for mowing your lawn. What irritates me is that they do have hitches, and they do have the front mounting bracket. That's this guy here with the little slot in it for like mounting snowblower, plow, etc., and towing trailers, obviously. That irritates me because they don't really last when you do that with them. It's beating them up, and they don't last. If you want to run a heavy-duty snowblower or a plow or a rototiller, get the heavier-duty garden tractor, like my old 110 here. Now, the poor old 110, she's tired. Her motor seems to be shot, in dire need of a rebuild. Thankfully, I have a second motor and a third motor outside. And it's only 8 horsepower. This is a, I want to say 18 horsepower Briggs & Stratton. But give me just a moment and I'll show you what could potentially go on this. All right, out in the tent shed, and we have a fairly new John Deere, but made by Briggs & Stratton, 21 horsepower. Unfortunately, this is blown up. The block is still good, but one of the con rods is busted, so she needs a big time rebuild. But it's a candidate if I was to, bee in my face. If I was to keep the 116, I would probably repower it with that motor just to give it even more grunt than it already has, because this is the bigger mower deck that you can get for these. The smaller deck is a 36-inch, I believe, and this is a 42-inch, I think. Although when I measured it out from black line to basically the middle of the sticker, which I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it might be right to the edge. It's about 45, so I don't know. But hey, whatever. As long as it drives it, I don't care. Especially if I'm just going to sell it, which is the goal. It would be nice to have it around here, but it'd be nicer to have the money out of it and the space, and yeah, kick it on down the road to somebody who can actually enjoy it. All right, that'll do it for me on this episode of Working in the Shed. And I have to think about what the next project will be. Probably the deck, now that that's running correctly and had its oil change. But yeah, it'll probably be the deck, and maybe I'll do the spindles on those decks at the same time. Pick the best set of spindles out of the 2 decks and move forward from there. That still runs good. It's a decade old. It runs like a top still. Yep. All right. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring you guys along, show you what I'm working on. Still can't find my tripod. Kind of depressed about it. If I could, I'd take you guys along for the deck rebuilding journey. All right, until next time, thank you all for watching.